All right. If you are at home tuning in, guys, and you could turn your camera on, you're not going to get in an accident or you're not committing a crime, please turn on your camera. If you are tuning in from our office, please turn in your camera on as well, just so people can see you, right? At home. You got any cameras on, guys? Cameras on. There we go. There we go. Now I know I'm not talking to just blank screens. There we go. All right. All right. There we go. Love it. Reach up. You can get your camera on. Turn your camera on, please.
2 minutes. I'm driving. I'm just parking now. Thank you.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Guys, I'm going to be holding people accountable to turn their cameras on. Just FYI going forward. Right now, I talked about that in the past, but if you're going to tune in online, we want to make sure that everyone's focused. If you're here, right? So whether that's online or in person. So we will require everybody to put their cameras on if absolutely possible, right? Just so we can feel the energy of the team, we can see everybody's face, and we can make it a productive meeting. But let's kick it off, guys, into some positive focus. Who's feeling good today? Raise your hand if you're feeling good today. Yeah. Feeling good today? It's Monday, Tuesday. What day is it? It's Tuesday. I don't know. I just keep going. Just keep working. Don't look at the days, right? But let's kick it off with some positive focus, guys. We like to kick off every single meeting with positive focus. Let's think about really quick. Let's take 5 seconds to think about our past week, the last 7 days, right? Think about what's gone on in your work week. Think about what's gone on outside of work, personal stuff. And think about what you're grateful for today, or maybe any exciting news, or maybe a win that you've had, or maybe even a shout out. You want to give somebody a shout out on the team. This is our time to do that. So let's tell me some good news, guys. What's on your mind today? What's going good? Brendan, let's kick it off.
Shout out to Mark. I had an appointment at 4 on Saturday, and I got a Zillow Flex call. They were looking to see a property out in Atherton at 4:30. So I reached out to Mark, see if he could collab with me. He was like, absolutely. Went out there and just crushed it. So, shout out to Mark.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Atherton, what was the price point on that? 6 million?
6, yeah. But they're looking more around like 3.5.
Hey, 3. Hey, we don't discriminate from threes, right? 3, 6, 10, whatever, right? It's all good. How was the house that you guys looked at in Atherton? What does 6 million get you? Does it get you something nice in Atherton, or is it just okay? Decent. All right. Wait, you went from Atherton to Morgan Hill? Yeah. Same client? Okay. That's what they wanted to see, and found a house that they really liked out there. So we're looking at Morgan Hill. Let's go. Let's go. Start in Atherton, made your way back to Morgan Hill, and now you guys are looking more in Morgan Hill. Awesome. 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 What was one of your takeaways, guys, from that? Because sometimes a lot of agents will see that $6 million price point and kind of get a little intimidated, right, off of that, or Atherton, because it's a prominent city. What was some of you guys' takeaways after going out there and actually meeting the client? How did you guys feel about it, or what's one thing you took away? Brendan, start with you.
So I didn't go out there because I wasn't available. I was taking another appointment in San Jose at 4. But Mark took the client out in Atherton. I think Zillow Flex keeps sending me Atherton leads because I set and met 2 appointments out there really quickly. And so they keep feeding me Atherton leads. It's not super intimidating. It's just another house. It's just they are going to be looking for something more specific. When they've got that much money, they want to spend it on something that is hyper specific, that meets all of their needs, usually plug and play, and in excellent or magnificent condition, right? So you always want to tailor, I guess, their preferences and also your experience in understanding, I guess, home design for the local area and the price points to really help those clients out. So that's kind of taken from it.
What was your thought process, Mark?
I think a great takeaway and a good this client actually already had another Zillow agent, and she was unsure how we had connected. It turns out she wasn't logged into her app when she requested the tour, so it came to us. So don't give up on someone who says they already have an agent. I kind of said, hey, as long as you guys don't have an active agreement, then I can go and at least meet you at this property today and help you out. And if you're open to seeing how I operate and how I work, then I can kind of just explain the rest of the process for you. And they really liked that. And at the end of it, they basically said, I don't know how we're going to tell this other agent, but we would like to work with you moving forward. So,
yeah, let's go, guys. Let's give it up for that. Let's give it up for that. Good stuff. Good stuff. I really like what you said, Mark. Is like my two takeaways from hearing you guys is number one, it's just another house. It's just another human, right? Bigger price point, bigger price tag, but it's the same process, right? So I really like that Brendan mentioned that. It's the same process. How well do you know properties? How well do you know design? How well do you know the process? How much research did you do before you went out there so that you have some stuff that you could talk about? And then what Mark said is like, shoot your shot, right? Just because someone says they've worked with another agent or they're talking to another agent, or even if they say they're working with another agent, dig a little. What does that mean? Working with an agent can mean a lot of different things. That could mean like they met someone at an open house and they had a phone call and they're working with. That doesn't mean they have a contract signed with them. That doesn't mean you can't shoot your shot. And so, you got to go for it, right? Because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right? Forgot who coined that. But you absolutely do, right? So someone says they're working with an agent. That means you need to dig a little bit more and find out the context about that, right? Is there a contract signed? Hey, by the way, if we were able to find you a property that matched your needs, that your agent wasn't able to deliver, your agent didn't have access to, would you be open to talking to us about that specific property? So anytime someone says they're working with an agent, throw them that line, and then you'll know quickly if they're really working with an agent, right? All of a sudden, oh yeah, right? Then the story starts changing. So you gotta shoot your shot, guys. But good takeaways. What else do we got, guys? Let's get one more positive focus. What are you feeling good about?
I can go.
Let's go, Rika.
Yeah, I had a very similar experience in the morning, and I asked Blanca to jump in, and big shout out to her. And I already passed the mentorship program, but I still seek advice, and she's always there. And it's a big price point as well, 5 million. So yeah, she got the appointment, and we are on it now. Showing is on Friday.
Let's go. Let's give it up, guys. Hey, we're getting teed up some big price points right here. 6 million or 3 million and a 5 million right here. I mean, those are some big numbers, guys, right? Awesome job. Those of you guys who joined us late, please make sure to turn your camera on, guys, so we can see you and we know you're alive and you're not committing a crime. I just want to remind you of that. But great job. Risha, what was your takeaway from that experience there?
Well, first of all, pick all the calls. It was late in night, so it wasn't a call, but text. I did text and ask for the permission to call. Didn't get the response, but evening again, around 7, I got the ping. We want to see more properties. So I did send the messages, and it's like, be on top of it. And if you really need some support is here. That's my big takeaway. And that's an honest one.
There you go, right? So even if it's late at night, still jump on that opportunity. Awesome. And follow up. Good stuff. I want to touch on something. This was actually on my agenda to touch on, something that Risha brought up about if you need support is here. I do just want to reiterate, guys, that support comes in many different ways, right? Because I hear people say it all the time, like, well, I'm not getting enough support, or I've heard people from other brokerages say I'm not getting support, right? Which is why I'm looking at your guys' team. Or I've even had people leave our team saying they weren't getting enough support here. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, there's a lot of support, right? But I think it's important that we distinguish that support comes in different formats, right? And the person who's going to get the most support is the person who goes out and seeks that support, right? Especially if you want support from some of our top agents on our team. Guess what, guys? Our top agents on our team are busy. They're busy closing deals, which is why they are the top agents. They're not looking for you and saying, hey, Steve, are you available to come shadow me? They're not doing that, right? It's the other way around. So if you want Blanca's help, for example, she's really busy. Blanca is more than willing to help you, but you have to seek her, right? You have to get on her calendar. You have to come in the office. You have to come sit next to her. You have to book a time with her. You have to ask her, hey, do you have any appointments or open houses that I can join you on or anything like that? It's not going to be the other way around. She's not going to, reach out to you, right? And so there's that saying that closed mouths don't get what? Fed, right? 100% true. Closed mouths do not get fed. You have to go out and seek the help. And so I just want to reiterate that, guys, because there is a tremendous amount of support, but the support is not just going to come to you. You have to tap in and go out and get that support, right? And I know if you pulled Mark aside or if you called me and book a time, we're going to help you guys, right? 100%. But we're also not going to chase people down to help you grow your business, right? Isn't that kind of funny? Like I have to chase you down so you can do better, right? Some people who really take advantage of support, just from me personally, Asif was also our #1 producer this past quarter, right? Him and Mark. Asif calls me like 3 or 4 times a week, right? I've talked about this before, but he's always calling me. Hey, I got the scenario. Hey, I got this. He texts me, hey, do you got 5 minutes to chat? I need to run something by you. I'm not having to call Asif and chase him down, right? He's chasing me down and he gets instant answers and then he knows what to do and he goes and handles it, right? Asif, by the way, this past weekend, the Zillow seller lead that he's been working on, I've been helping him with. It's been a battle. He finally got them to commit to moving forward. He brought 3 cash investors and now he's double ending the deal. It's not even going to market. He's like, don't say anything yet because I don't want to count anything, but it just got in contract. Buyer is paying 4% commission. Seller is paying 3% commission on a $1.5 million price point, right? And so Asif has been back and forth with me, calling me advice. I've been walking him through it. I even jumped on a call with the seller, right, and tried to help him out while Asif was traveling. But that just goes to show, like, if you plug in and you seek the advice, like, you can make things happen quick. But there's no way I have enough time to chase every single person down, right? And so I bring that up, guys, because when we have people leave or people say, like, I'm not getting support or whatever like that, I'm like, dude, you're just not looking for the support, right? It's here. You just got to come and get it, all right? And that's going to be the same anywhere you go. You go to any other brokerage and you want to pick someone's brain, you got to go pick their brain. You got to go make that happen, right? So if you need something, guys, I'm always here. Reach out to me. You guys got my number. You guys could DM me. You guys can ping me. You can Slack me. You can book a call on my calendar. There's so many ways to get a hold of me, guys. You could just walk into the office. Hey, you got 5 minutes? Yeah, I got 5 minutes. My job and Jason's job, that's pretty much 90% of what we do is just support our agents to grow, because we're not closing like a lot of deals anymore at this point. We're more helping you guys make the deals happen. But I do want to say that, guys, because it just needs to be clear of how you get support, right? And what that looks like, all right? We clear, guys? You need some? Call me, right? We're here. We will reach out to you, guys. Don't get me wrong. We are going to be on you, right? We're going to reach out to you. We do care about everybody. But as our team grows, it's important that those open lines of communication exist, right? You guys think that's fair? Is that fair? Fair request? But let's do it, guys.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, shoot, what happened? We're making things happen, guys. So let's work together as a team to get everybody what they need and get everyone pushing forward. I do want to introduce a couple guests, guys, today. Here on the call, we got Jomar and we got Abby. These are our 2 ISAs who just joining us live from the Philippines, our international team. They are helping book appointments. They're helping follow up with leads. They're helping create opportunities for our agents. They just started about a week ago, right? And I think within the last 7 days, working days, they already booked maybe 15 appointments, maybe combined, somewhere around there, give or take, right? They're in our CRM, just booking appointments and handing them to people on our team. Jomar and Abby, will you guys unmute yourself really quick? Abby,
Yeah,
can you just
hi.
introduce yourself? Abby, just really quick, just give me the 1 minute or 30-second introduction.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Abby. I'm from Philippines and nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Abby, how's it been so far
Welcome.
this past week?
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it and I'm enjoying it and I'm very excited to book more appointments.
Let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Awesome. Jomar, introduce yourself, buddy.
Hey, hi guys. I'm Jomar. You can call me Joe. Nice to see your wonderful faces at last. And yeah, more bookings for us. And yeah, that's much it from the
There we go,
Philippines.
guys.
It's already like 3 a.m. here now.
So we're in a time difference, guys, but hey, that's how these guys work, right? They've been doing this type of work for a long time. I'm excited to have them. We've spent a lot of hours already on trainings like this, training them on our systems, our processes. We have a whole playbook that they follow. There's protocols of what to do, how to call the leads, how to tag the leads. Like they're becoming like experts in our whole follow-up boss system. And within that 1 week time, already 15 opportunities that were booked. To me, that's huge, right? And they're barely getting started. They're just, the momentum is, and they still have questions and there's still certain things that we're trying to tweak. But I just want to, just say awesome job, guys, so far. And I know this is going to help create more momentum for us and help line up, our players here on the team with some good opportunities. So those of you guys that are interested in getting these appointments set for you, just got to step up. That's what it is, right? Right now, we have about 8 or 9 agents who are on that rotation. And the way we chose those agents are the ones who, they know how to do a buyer presentation. They know how to do or a listing presentation. They know how to follow our process. They've closed some deals already. They show up to training, right? They're responsive. Like those are the people that the appointments are going to, right? Because we want to make sure that if an appointment is booked and it's a hot opportunity, it goes to someone that can run with it and make something happen. We don't want to have them book it and then give it to, an agent who isn't there yet, right? And then now they fumble that deal, right? And so those of you guys that are receiving these, there's going to be more to come. Just keep participating in those. Those of you guys that are not yet receiving these, you can start receiving them if we see that you step up to the plate, right? And so for sure, you need to know how to show a house. You need to have your buyer presentation down. You need to know how to write an offer, all those things, right? So you have to pass that part of it. If you guys have any questions or anything to see how you can become eligible, reach out to me separately and we can lay out a couple things. I'll probably lay out like a sheet with like the rules and stuff on how to participate in these. Any questions, guys, so far on this stuff? All right. And then we have another new guest also here in the office. I'm going to point to you really quick. You want to just introduce yourself really quick, just a 10-second introduction.
Hello guys, my name is Maria Los Figueroa and I am new here in the office. This is my first time. I'm very excited and I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm looking forward to meet each of you and have a great experience working with you guys.
Awesome. And you just got your license as well?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Let's welcome her, guys. Awesome. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. Let me see. Couple things here. I'm going to go ahead and share some of our normal housekeeping stuff here. You guys can see my screen at home. Yep. All right, guys. So we always want to look at the numbers, see where we're at collectively as a team. So far, 87 deals closed and pending, shy of 90 million. That makes up 75 closed, 12 deals pending. We're about 10.5 million. We have 5 active listings on the market. And we have 8 listings that are coming soon that are currently being prepped and getting ready for the market. So definitely a healthy pipeline right now, guys. This month so far, it's a brand new month. 2 pending deals and 1 signed listing. So we're at 3. Our goal is to hit 15 for the month, right? And that's definitely a doable goal if everybody just does their part to try to get 15 transactions for this month and keep that momentum, into Q4. So that's where we're at, guys. The biggest thing that I just want to, remind everybody of, and we're going to keep saying this like a broken record, is you can't take your foot off the gas right now, right? We've said that before. We're going to keep saying it. Right now in Q4, as we know, that's when people start taking their foot off the gas. So when other people take their foot off the gas, what do? You put more gas down, right? Like you let other people being lazy, that's your chance to step in and swoop up some clients and get that market share. Just like Mark and Brendan, right? That other agent, whatever happened with that other agent, and now Mark comes in, shows his value, and now they want to work with him, right? Like those opportunities are there all day, right? And so I think Q4 is a huge opportunity to gain market share, to take advantage of when other people are slow, you step up, for the win, and also just finish the year strong and create that momentum for 2026, right? Because before we know it, guys, we're going to snap our fingers and we're already talking about Christmas and New Year's, right? It goes by that fast. Right? Anybody realize like how fast the weeks go by nowadays, right? Especially us that have kids, right? For some reason, it just goes by faster. I don't know, right? Or when you're busy, right? Things just go by fast. Like it's Monday and then all of a sudden it's Friday. You're like, what the hell, right? Like it's just what's happened this week, but it's gonna go by, right? We got October, right? Halloween. We're gonna have Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna be talking about the Christmas holiday again. So I don't know, guys. We gotta just be really strategic about what we do in this final quarter so that we can really have a strong finish to the year end. So I'm going to keep saying that, guys. If I sound like a broken record, just want to remind everybody. Looking at the inventory, guys, just kind of seeing where we're at. Looking at single families, I pulled this up this morning, 1104 single family homes that are active, 796 condos and townhouses. As you can see, our peak for single families was at 1,300, probably about like 8 weeks ago. And now we're at 1104. So inventory has come down a little bit here in Santa Clara County. Same thing for condos and townhouses. It was at 900 at the peak, and now it's at 796. And that could be the seasonality as well, right? Just as, summer's over, we start transitioning to fall. Like anybody trying to buy and sell right now is really, really serious about buying and selling, right? If someone's willing to put their house on the market during Q4, or someone's out there shopping, those are the people that you want to latch onto. Because traditionally there's less transactions happening, but there's more serious people, right? Pending and contingent. If you look at those numbers, we're at 650, 8 or 9 weeks ago, we're at 626. It's come down a little bit, but there's still around the same amount of transactions, right? Give or take, but the inventory has come down, right? You guys may notice that on certain properties, there's a little bit more offers on certain properties. If you look at the pending and contingent for townhouse condos, right? We're at 282 about 8 or 9 weeks ago. Now we're at 306. So that's actually gone up a little bit, right? And then sold in the last 30 days, we're at 698. It was at 720 several weeks back. And then we're at 259 for a townhouse condo. It was at 274. So we have these little fluctuations, right? Up and down. It's nothing like drastic, right? I think it's kind of staying give or take within that same range. But a property in a nice area, guys, like we see those are going fast, right? If it's a desirable area, those are still going fast. It's kind of a mix. Some areas are fast, some areas are a little slow. Some properties have more opportunities, some properties less, right? And so I think it's important that we understand when we are advising clients, we need to get specific on the neighborhoods that they're looking at, right? Not putting out like a blanket statement. The whole market is doing this, because it's not. Like little pockets are different. And it's also a good prompt to book a consultation. Hey, this is why, you guys should book a consultation, because then we can go over the specific neighborhoods or zip codes or your specific scenario, and we can give you accurate information as to how the market's doing in that particular area. When you look at the news and you just see the general stats, they're saying the market's declining, right? Or just depends what day of the week you listen to the news. But what I would do, guys, is when I put this information out, I would always say, but your neighborhood could be different. Your situation could be different. Your zip code that you're looking in could be different. This is why you want to jump on a consultation. It's free. Let's get you the information so you can know how to make the best move, right? So I want to challenge some of you guys, those of you guys that are on our social media challenge, Who's still doing the challenge? Who's still on it?
Me.
Who's made it all the days so far without missing? Okay. Who's missed a couple days here and there? Okay, it's all good. All good, right? So I think what I'm gonna do, because I said the prize was I'm gonna take you guys out to dinner, is I'm gonna at the end of this put a date, right? I'm gonna see how many posts that you've had. If you made all 30, then you're automatically a winner, right? But if no one made all 30 and like someone had 27 and someone had 28, right? And it's like that, then that's how I'm gonna choose the winner, right? So even if you missed a day or two, that doesn't mean you can't continue and still rack up enough total days to still, be crowned the winner, so to say. But the real win, guys, is not by going to dinner with me. I know that's going to be a fun time. The real win is what? What's the real win, Blanca? Unmute yourself.
The real win is just putting yourself out there and staying consistent and building some momentum. It works. It helps. It's going great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Growth.
Growth.
Matthew wrote growth. Absolutely. Growing, gaining confidence, not being afraid to put yourself out there. Liz, what do you got?
I just want to share that when I started, I had 128 followers and I have 150 and my views grew to 7.6K views. So, and a few people are asking me, so definitely is helping me out. So thank you for having, that. It made me more, kind of like you're saying, not to be embarrassed and, to be more like open, I guess.
Confident.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
100%. Great job, guys. Let's give it up for everybody that's putting themselves out there. And if you haven't jumped on this, guys, it's not too late to jump on. I mean, we're challenging ourselves to do a 30-day social media challenge, right? To post every day, mix it up, make it fun, make it interesting, mix of personal, mix of business, stuff like that. I even gave everybody like a format to follow. So if you don't know what to post, just choose one of the topics, and there's 30 different topics. So it's that easy. You just got to put yourself out there. And it's a great opportunity to use that challenge to create momentum in Q4, right? So let's continue doing that. All right, let's see what else we got really quick before we pivot. Talked about support. We talked about the ISAs. Reminder, guys, Family Photo Day is going to be on Saturday, the 8th. November 8th. It'll be here at the office. We're going to start doing some marketing for that pretty soon, to just start promoting that, to invite people here to come take their family photos. Also, you guys come out, bring your families, get your family photo as well. It's just going to be a really fun event. And so look out for that, guys. Make sure that's on your calendar if you haven't put it on your calendar already. It's going to be on Saturday, November 8th. And it's usually from about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here in the office. Yeah.
Family Photo Day.
Huh?
What is Family Photo Day?
So Family Photo Day, what we do is we hire a professional photographer. We set up that whole back room as a studio with a set, and people can come in and get free family photos taken. Yeah. So how people take photos during the holidays? They hire a photographer. They probably pay $500 to go out there and, take some pictures in the woods or whatever, right? So we're going to pay for that. And we get to invite all our clients, our friends, our family, and everybody to just come and get free photos taken. They're professional photos. They're edited and everything. And then we usually send them out like a week or two later. You get all the digital copies, and then you can use those now for your Christmas cards, your holiday cards, and all that stuff. Right? We've done this for a few years now. It's been a big hit. And it's just a way to connect with people and stay top of mind during the holidays and give back to the people that support us. It's also just a fun time just to see people's families as well. Because people get all dressed up. Like people are in tuxedos and dresses, and everyone's all matching, wearing, how people do it. It's just a really good time, guys. So definitely participate in that. All right. So we are going to turn it over. Ben, how's it going?
It is going great. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Do we have Max also joining today or not?
Yeah, Max is definitely going to be joining. I may have beat him by a minute or so, but he's definitely coming in.
Okay. We can just give it a minute or two once he jumps on, and then we can pass it over to you guys.
What is the address and the time of those pictures?
It is our office address here in San Jose, 4982 Cherry Avenue. Yeah, bring your family, man.
That sounds
Where are you
awesome.
based out?
I'm out of Irvine, California, so that would be a little bit
Okay.
of a trek. Although I was just up in SF last week, but
Okay.
man, what a great idea! I mean, it's so cool to see just different things that different teams do to drum up business or just kind of establish that rapport with your clients. So that's an awesome one. Great job.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's been a huge success. It's a fun time, and it's an easy event to throw. I mean, it's relatively easy because we have the office space and we have a studio already here. But it's a easy event that's big impact, which is what we like. So let me pin you guys to the screen for everybody. We got Max. What's up, Max?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hey, everybody. I know I've met most of you, at least on Zoom, and then I was there with the team in person. Enrique, when was that? Like last September, October, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Great to see you guys.
Got some new faces.
What's that?
There's some old faces and new faces here as well. So some people may have met you already. Some of them haven't.
Well, to those who I haven't met yet, great to meet you guys officially. I'm your growth advisor with Zillow Group, and thanks for joining or having us today. Great to be here.
Absolutely. Welcome. Max, do you have an agenda or just kind of free flowing with any stuff in particular? You guys can take it away.
I don't have a set agenda. My goal, I meet with Enrique and Jason, and we talk about the Zillow Home Loans, metrics and overall the Zillow partnership with this team. And as I'm sure most, if not all of you know, is we've shifted to a pre-approval metric as of October 1. So our goal ultimately is to be here and help answer any questions you guys have. Maybe talk about anything that's going really well with Zillow Home Loans or any concerns. Really just wanted to create maybe more of like a fireside chat atmosphere rather than Ben and I just coming and presenting slides to you guys this whole time. So that was our goal today.
Awesome. Has anybody had some experience already with Zillow Home Loans, referred any clients over, or had any interactions yet, guys, that maybe you guys can talk about your experience? Anybody? I know it's still pretty new for us, Max, right? So I know we kind of got a little bit of a late start, but let's see. Matthew, you got something?
Yeah, so I took Jason's advice, right? Sort of referring to Zillow Home Loans. For one buyer in particular, the loan officer for Zillow Home Loans was selected, but they were on maternity leave. And then when that happened in Follow a Boss, I was unable to select a different Zillow Home Loan officer. So I had no option. I just selected someone from our in-house lender team. So I don't know if that's like a fluke or a bug or what that is, but it is something that happened.
Got it.
To talk a little bit about, what goes on with our loan officer specifically, is you guys might realize with the drop down is I think there's over 100 in total that are with Zillow Home Loans. Now we recommend partnering with the ones that, are part of our dedicated team, which includes Ben, Nadia, Sue, and Daniel. We're also adding 2 more lenders to it. I'm going to be emailing everyone in the next day or so with their contact info. The reality with these 6 is we have transparency with them. I talk to Ben every day. We have like full partnership and buy-in with them as part of our dedicated team. If you're transferring them to other ZHL, loan officers that are not part of our dedicated team, we just don't have as much oversight. Now, in that specific case where you transfer a buyer to somebody who's not available, what you can do, I believe, is you should be able to alert your leadership team, who can tell me, or even just tell Ben, like, hey, I transferred a lead to this lender, and I think they have the ability to potentially update on the back end. But Ben, I'll let you correct me on that. But we should have a way to fix that moving forward.
Yeah, you guys, this is a relationship business, right? So I really my goal for you guys is, as you're coming across a lead and you say, hey, I want you to, talk to a lender, I'd really like you to refer to them as Ben Carney or as Daniel Emerson, right? Not Zillow Home Loans. And so in that regard, kind of just humanizing it. And then, yeah, I've got a support staff, right? So if you, you know, you have the ability, there's what, 400 loan officers here at Zillow Home Loans. You could play Russian roulette and just throw it in there and see who grabs it. That is not a recipe for success. So I put my cell phone number in the chat. I highly recommend you reach out to me. I have a support staff, right? They've selected a certain number of the loan officers that have a support staff that I have the ability, right? If you come across a lead that's been assigned to somebody else that you want me to work or whatever, I'll check with my team to see if it's, you know, if another loan officer has worked the lead, I'm going to respect that work. But if it's not, if the client just went to the Zillow website and just started filling stuff out, I can have that put and reassigned to me, and I'll handle it myself directly. So please grab my cell phone out of the chat that I just threw in there, and then yeah, just let's establish a relationship. Let's do this as a team. Let's win.
Got it. I'm going to drop that in our Slack channel as well, just so everybody has it. Give me one quick second.
Yeah, and Enrique, I'll send you an updated roster probably today with our LO team and their contact info and things like that. So you'll get a updated roster from us. But no, Matthew, thank you so much for sharing. Like, this is what we want today to be. Like, let's establish a dialogue and figure out where we can support you guys better, and maybe where we can give you guys some opportunities also to own your relationship with the LOs as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Of course.
Got it. Does anybody need a refresher on just the process for getting it to a Zillow Home Loans loan officer? Does everybody know how to do it? We have a couple new agents who have joined since the last time that, you know, we met with you guys. So even if you want to just give us a high level overview of that again.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'd love to do that.
Ben, do you want to do that? You want to walk them through it?
Yeah. So you guys are going to be getting these leads from the Zillow Flex program, right? And so within Follow-Up Boss, as soon as you come across a lead, now we're obviously asking you to introduce lending at the appropriate time, right? What's the appropriate time? When you guys get a chance to get in front of them, turn on the real estate agent charm and establish some rapport and some trust, right? Because ultimately, if you transfer them to me, I'm jumping on it and I'm diving straight into, hey, what's your social, all that kind of stuff, right? So my personal recommendation is, as you come across a lead, reach out to me first. Even before sending the lead over, just give me a shout. Let's chat about it. Let's figure out the best strategy to get them taken care of. Then you'll see in Follow-Up Boss, you'll be able to, within the lead, select me as the loan officer. You'll be able to push a button. It'll trigger a 3-way introduction option. There's 3-way via email or 3-way via text. The text 3-way is 5 times more efficient. So much so that I wish that Zillow would turn off the 3-way email introduction. But sometimes leads come in super late, right? You don't want to be sending a 3-way text at midnight or whatever, right? So we just want to do what's best there. But yeah, once you guys send me the lead and we've strategized on how we're going to go about it, I'm going to touch base with that client. I'm going to set up an appointment to sit down and give them the confidence and the clarity on what it takes to not only be approved, but also to be comfortable with that payment, right? My commitment to you guys is within the loan products that we offer, that I will write this. If I give a green light on a pre-approval, you guys are free to write the loan to close in 15 days. Zillow Home Loans also pays for the appraisal, right? So it's the combination closing quick. We pay for the appraisal. The last thing I'm telling the client, and I want you guys to be very clear on this, we have a match or beat process here at Zillow Home Loans. So what that means is I'm going to present my offer. I'm going to great service. I'm going to talk you guys up, and we're going to close in 15 days. We're going to pay for the appraisal. If during that time they come across another loan offer that beats mine, as long as they get it to me in writing, I will take it and submit it upstairs so that we can review and honor that pricing.
Got it. So you guys will even compete if they have somebody else that's giving them a better deal.
All day long, okay? I cannot emphasize that enough. My goal for you guys is to be, I want you guys to write a contract and know that the rest of it's done. That's really what I want. I want you guys to continue to sell and not have to chase a lender. I want to grow your business, not retract from it.
Nice, nice. We had a question. Matt, you had a question?
Yeah, Enrique, thank you. So my question is, do you guys only do residential or do you cover commercial as well?
What a great question. We are scaling nationwide right now, okay? We are not doing everything under the sun. So we do conventional, FHA, VA loans. And then we do jumbo up to 3.5 mil. I do have a bridge loan product. So if somebody finds the perfect house that they, have to sell their previous house, like we can structure that as well. But I'm not doing DSCR. I'm not doing bank statement loans. I'm not doing anything creative. We're not touching down payment assistance. We're not lending on mobile or manufactured. Here's our buy box. We knock it out of the park with that.
Got it. Is it the same closing time frame for like a FHA and a VA, or do those take a little longer?
The only aspect of FHA and VA that's a little bit out of our control is the appraisal side. So I really just set your expectations in that regard. But I close FHA and VA loans in 15 days. The jumbo, that takes longer because there's a secondary and even 3 levels of review that occur with those.
Got it. You cut out a little bit. Can you just repeat the time frame for FHA and VA?
Yeah, FHA and VA, I'm comfortable closing in 15 days. The only thing I don't control is that specific FHA or VA appraiser, right? So sometimes that takes a little bit longer. But in that situation, like I've closed them in 15 days, no problem. And then, if there's some issue where it delays a little bit longer, we kind of ask for forgiveness in that regard. Jumbo, we close in 25 days. We don't have a faster way of closing a jumbo loan.
Okay, so jumbo is 25 days. I'm sorry, because that has to get additional approvals. Okay. Richa had a question. What do you got, Richa?
So same for the condos, 15 days? Because condo has special requirements sometimes, HOA docs and appraisal thing.
Yeah, I do it, but I really do set the expectations that the condo is really outside of our control. So if something were to pop up, maybe the HOA is not as responsive, then, sorry. But the stuff that we can control will hit that 15-day time frame. As well as we do have a Fannie Mae, FHA, and VA condo lookup tool, right? So as you guys are showing clients condos, you can actually send me that address even before showing them, and I'll be able to tell if they're conventional, FHA, or VA approved, or more important, if they're not approved. That would be a big heads up there.
Okay.
Nice. Do we have access to that lookup tool, or that we just send it to you?
Yeah, I think only lenders do. I don't think you do. I know I have access to all 3.
Okay. Cool. Mary, you had a question?
Hi, I just have 2 questions. Sometimes I come across some clients that they speak Spanish. Do you have someone in the office that speaks Spanish that I can refer them to as a lender?
Great question. So as of right now, there's
There's a little bit of an echo there. I don't know if Enrique, I don't know who to mute.
Okay, you need to mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. Is that better?
So we have 4 designated loan officers calling on your team, soon to be 6. And of those 6, as I understand it, do not speak Spanish. Okay, so I think the basic response to Zillow Home Loans right now is we are doing business in English. And so if you did have a Spanish speaking client, they would need to provide a translator. So we don't have any way of doing business in Spanish at this time.
And to talk a little bit more about that, this has come up before. There are some areas that have been partnering with Zillow Home Loans for years, including Miami, amongst others, which is a predominantly Spanish-speaking area. What's gone really well for the agents there is letting the buyers know very clearly, like, hey, the docs and the loan disclosures, these are done in English. Can you either bring a friend, a family member, or a translator? They keep it simple with the buyers, and the buyer says yes a lot of the time. Now, if a buyer is just super adamant, I won't work with a lender who doesn't speak my language, like it doesn't make sense for me, we're not going to win all of those. But we do find when the agent presents that option and says, hey, can you bring somebody to help you with this just because of the status of these docs and how this goes, the buyers are really receptive to it. And we have not seen a fall off with Spanish speaking buyers when it comes to markets who have done that. So good question, but we don't cater to language at this time, mostly because of the language of our docs and disclosures anyway.
Thank you. My next question is, what is the lowest of the credit score that the client can have that we are able to help them in Zillow? Thank you.
620.
It could drop. I mean, I think that's set for us nationally. The more loans we do, the more that will drop. We are piloting 580 in some areas, but it's 620 today. Thanks for questions, Mary.
I mean, guys, if you look at it, there's all the stuff that they do cover. That's like a huge. That's like the majority of the people, right? So you guys are probably touching 80 to 90%, able to do 80 to 90% of the deals out there. There's going to be those small exceptions where maybe it doesn't fit their buy box, right? And we have other options for that. If you need a Spanish speaking lender or someone with a lower credit score or they need special type of loan program. So I think just keep that in mind, right? If it's your standard typical buyer, that's a perfect candidate to refer over to Zillow Home Loans. And the other thing too is just getting in the practice of just trying to refer everybody and then just seeing which ones they can or can't do. And you'll learn by doing it, right?
We would also recommend too, and Ben can touch on this a little bit more, but we find that our chance of pre-approving buyers that have already met with the agent in person, it goes up significantly. We find there are some teams where the agents will, or rare circumstances where maybe a buyer you guys haven't met with tells you really proactively, I'd like to talk financing along with meeting you with Sissy Homes. But a large majority of the pre-approvals that we do are ones who have already built a relationship with the agent, and the agent had that chance to really assess what their needs were first. Ben, can you touch on that a little bit more of like when you think the best transfer timing is, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good to understand kind of what the mindset of the client is, right? So a lot of these clients, especially in the Bay Area, tend to be very eligible, but also brand new to being a home buyer, right? So if a client's going to the Zillow website to try and buy a house, they're new at this, right? So you guys need to educate them. And what we found is that if you guys get in front of them and show them that you are the pros that you are and can be trusted, then all of a sudden when you go to introduce a lender, the conversation is much easier, right? Now, there are scenarios where in order to meet this client, you have to drive an hour and a half each direction. And so, yeah, to save you a 3-hour crazy drive, you want to make sure that they're eligible. Great. Call me. Let me know that that's the situation, and then we'll address it accordingly, right? So I just want to be here as a teammate to help you guys succeed and grow your business, as well as grow my own business as well.
Got it. Now, are you guys, because something we've done with some other lenders we've worked with, when we do like a buyer consultation, we'll have the lender jump on that Zoom meeting. Are you guys able to do that as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Question, Patrick, you had something?
And I know that Jason's really pushing for Zillow Home Loans, but for certain instances where, let's just say they have land interest and they also want to do a construction loan, I just talked with Sue, but I know that Jason wants us to like still push before we even do any alternatives. Does that still count on our part, or how do we go about that? So that way it doesn't ding us for not doing the initial consult, I guess.
Oh, got it. So it's more of, if we're referring somebody over and we know that you guys may not be able to even do that loan, like someone was interested in buying land and doing a construction loan to build, does that affect our metrics, right? Like if we send someone over to you and it's like, hey, I can't help them out, are we still getting credit for referring them over to you guys?
You only get credit when there's an actual pre-approval. So having somebody talk to Zillow Home Loans that doesn't get pre-approved by us wouldn't necessarily give you credit. Those are two separate instances because if I understand correctly, land leads and leads outside of our buy box, I think it's like leads over a certain amount of dollars also, they don't count into the formula of what needs to get pre-approved necessarily. I would say use your best discretion there. If you know somebody without a shadow of a doubt is going to buy a type of property that doesn't fit within our buy box, and it probably doesn't make sense. But some of you may or may not know, like my girlfriend is a flex agent and she had a buyer that wanted to buy a houseboat and, was like, well, Zillow doesn't do houseboats, but it turns out that buyer ended up also interested in other types of properties, got pre-approved for that and bought a house that was not a houseboat. So one specific example, but if you think that something we can do can fit into their buy box, I know our lenders would love to, help them get to the finish line. But if it's somebody that it just isn't going to fit into what we can do in any capacity, then probably better to hold that for a different opportunity, and just work on other ones that might be a better fit for us. Ben, do you have anything else to touch on that?
Yeah, I mean, Zillow cares about the client experience, right? So they're going to the website, they're having a fantastic experience. They're pushing a button, they're getting connected to a top tier agent, right? If you guys as experts refer them to us and we go, oh, we don't even offer that product, we're going to lose that trust and that expertise there. So you guys just want to do what's best from a client standpoint in that regard, right? So land, mobile manufactured, I have had somebody connect me. They were self-employed and they were like, hey, we write everything off. I'm like, yeah. Let me look at it, right? Like, let's not make you guys make that decision, but let me look at it. And I go, you weren't joking, right? 500K in revenue and 480 in expenses, right? So yeah, you need a bank statement loan. I don't offer that. Get them right back to you guys. Go find your lender that does it, something like that. But the other thing I would say, guys, is just put in the notes. Hey, why wasn't this a fit? Right? Give some clarity into why the actions are being taken so that, there's transparency.
Got it. What do you guys do with the ones that you guys can't help? So like if they go to you, or you guys have other lenders that you guys refer them to, if you guys can't, Zillow can't do the loan?
I personally don't. I want to get them right back to you guys so you can take that ownership and move them on, right? I would hate to refer them over to somebody else, blah, 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 that you guys don't have a relationship with or anything. Like, you guys having a relationship is a really big part of what this program is, how this program is going to be successful, right? Because ultimately you're going to come across three types of leads. You're going to come across the lead that ghosts you, right? Obviously I don't want to talk to that. You're going to come across the lead that is not pre-approved and wants to buy. That's the no-brainer. But you guys are going to come across leads that are already pre-approved by another lender that you don't trust. In that scenario, that is the perfect lead to get over to us. And the pitch is this: hey, I'm so excited you're pre-approved. That being said, I'm a top agent in this market because I close in a certain time frame and I have my team that I trust. So go talk to Ben and he'll get you taken care of. All right. So for me to then refer another third-party lender that you don't have a relationship with, I really think you should lean into working with loan officers that you have a relationship with.
Got it. Any other question? Mary? Unmute yourself, Mary.
Thank you for that information. I just want to say, how do we follow up to to keep in touch so we not sound like we're just bothering you guys or anything, like how did the loan go and everything, just everything on follow up us, or? Thank you.
Yeah, great question, right? So one of the reasons why we have so many loan officers is we want to be able to handle the capacity that you guys have, right? Have for us, right? So cell phone for me is fantastic. And it depends on the stage of the lead, right? So if I've taken a lead from you and I've pre-approved them, I'm adding notes into the file and you'll be able to see those notes in Follow Up Boss, right? So that's a great place to get started. If the notes are insufficient for whatever reason, a text message or a phone call, hey, how's it going? What do we do with it? But my whole goal is to take that lead, have that great phone call, say, great, they're pre-approved up to 700,000 with the 10% down conventional. Go find them a home, right? That's what I like to do. And then I send you that pre-approval letter. I send you that loan breakdown as well as that proof of funds. And if you guys are ready to write an offer, I would encourage you to circle back with me. So we rerun the numbers. So right before we submit an offer, everybody's on board, right? We don't want any payment shock or anything. Once a loan is in processing, it's probably the most impressive part of what Zillow does, is we have an insane team that just jumps on it and gets it done. So my job is to put in a fresh, clean, very clear application up front so that it can be closed in 15 days. We have a loan tracker, right? So appraisal ordered, initial approval, final approval. You get all these auto updates while the loan is in process. That's the best advantage that I have here, because once you guys submit a file and it's in contract, you're getting constant updates, auto updates from our team.
Excellent. Awesome. Richa, you had a question?
How much time do you take for pre-approval and then 100% approved?
Beautiful. So I, as a loan officer, so let's say you guys have a lead and you've timed it correctly where they're like really ready to write an offer, right? And so often this happens to me on a Sunday, right? I'm coming home from my kid's Little League game. It's 4 o'clock and you guys, hey, offers are due on Tuesday. We want them pre-approved tonight so we can make sure everything's good. I'd be like, great, shoot me the lead. I will call them immediately. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, in that situation, what questions do you have? And I'll answer the big picture questions. I'm going to direct them to my online link. I have a phenomenal online link that they can fill out, soft credit check. They can upload pay stubs, W-2s, and everything. If they do that, once it's complete, I can set up an appointment with them. I can pre-approve them in 15 minutes. It's unbelievably fast, the tech that I have access to. That being said, that's not for everybody. We all know that client that if you try to get them to fill out an app online, it's not going to work. So in that scenario, that would take a little bit longer, right? So it really just depends on how fast they take to get me the docs. I have to validate credit, income, and then assets. And I have electronic verification tools. So for somebody that is like in the tech industry that's in their car, I can do it while they're driving home from the house. But really, it's just more just about setting up my schedule plus theirs and then balancing that to when the offers are due. And then I think your second question was about like once it's pre-approved, when is it final approved regarding a loan? Is that what your second question was, Risha?
Yeah, but I think I understand that it will take 15 days, and if it's on the offer stage, it will, already, yeah.
Yeah, so once we're in contract, that's where you and I will connect and we'll talk about, hey, what contingency dates do we want to do for the loan and the appraisal, right? And oftentimes, and I just got off the phone with an agent right now, I was like, listen, this is W-2 salary. Their DTI is under 35%. Like we can go no loan contingency if the client's willing. They're putting 40% down. We can go no appraisal contingency if the client is willing, right? And that's Bay Area is what requires that kind of stuff. So I'm educating these buyers to do that so that we can be successful with these written offers. That being said, if they're just not comfortable or if I'm not comfortable referring that, maybe we do a 18-day close with a 14-day, something along those lines. But I'm really going to lean on you guys so we can understand like what is it going to take to get this contract. If you guys are telling me we have to do this in 10 days, guess what? We're writing a contract to close in 10 days, right? Like we're going to get it done. I don't want to put undue pressure on my team when I don't have to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Blanca, what do you got?
Yeah, sorry, that was one of the questions. Hi, guys. The contingencies, which was great. And I'm sorry if I missed this at the beginning. Closing cost. Are we negotiating any closing costs, or what is that averaging for clients?
Well, Zillow's closing costs are actually pretty appropriate, right? So we have a $1,500 origination fee. We already pay for the appraisal, the combination of using the Zillow Premier Agent and Zillow Home Loans. We pay for the appraisal. And then we're going to have third-party title and settlement fees, right? Majority of closing costs, when you look at a loan estimate or a closing disclosure, is preloading property taxes and insurance. So the percentage of the loan amount or purchase price question, that's a tough one to swallow just because it varies so much. But I also let people know, like, hey, I've got a 30-year fixed where my rate sheet goes as low as a 4.875 right now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It's the deepest I've seen. Anytime I talk to other lenders or see it, like they can't go that deep. So that's pretty cool. But if you choose that rate, you're going to pay for it, right? That's not a free rate by any means. So that impacts your closing costs. So it's really up to the client and what rate option they choose. And then it'll be up to you guys to decide, hey, in this market, are seller credits something that's happening or not, or, whatever. So.
Okay.
To just touch on a really quick history lesson with this on, us covering the appraisal as opposed to the closing costs is that was something that was piloted and given as a survey to buyers of what would you rather have Zillow cover, the appraisal or the closing costs. And buyers overwhelmingly actually said the appraisal, even though it's typically less money, it's less of a commitment up front. It moves it, a little bit farther down the line. And also it's faster because we don't have to have our loan officers hunting down buyers to get their credit cards, right? So we're really excited to have that covered with the closing. The appraisals, and buyers have taken it very well. So if those of you who haven't done a role play yet or done scripting with Jason and Enrique, like, work on your pitch on how you introduce the financing conversation, and make sure you feel like you have some of those bullet points down if you don't today.
Thank you, guys.
Of course.
Awesome. One final question. I know we're coming up at time right now. What are you guys doing with the people who get pre-approved and then they're not following through? Are you guys proactively helping follow up with these clients? Because we get some like that where we meet them, they're all gung-ho, they get pre-approved, and then now they're kind of like not responsive, So are you guys doing anything on your end from the loan officer perspective to follow up with clients?
Man, if you saw the requested updates from my team calling out, hey, we've got this many pre-approvals that need to be called this week before the weekend, with just like, it is a huge focus of ours, right? Like, touching base, keeping in contact with our pre-approved buyers, because that's where the money is a huge focus of ours, right? So I am constantly sending out three-way texts, phone calls with the agent, with the client, just understanding where we at in this buy process. Now, by no means do I want to over contact them, right? So we want to do it in a manner that's showing that we're a team, that we're doing this together, not pressuring. But yeah, keeping in contact with our pre-approved buyers is of the highest priority, and to be honest, the most effective ROI for our time.
Awesome.
I'll leave you guys with one more thing. I really want to, when we talk to teams, and if you guys remember the original Zoom meeting we had leading up to the meet and greet, was, what's in it for you and what's in it for your buyers. And our data says that buyers who work with you and also work with Zillow Home Loans are nearly twice as likely to convert. So the data says buyers who, work with you and us close 1.9 times more likely than those who don't. So, we believe in this process. We know the data says this works, and just want to give each of you that ownership over your relationship with the loan officers. Reach out to them. They're really friendly. They'll jump on calls with you. They'll call the listing agents. They'll do everything they can to help you get people to the finish line. So, let your leadership or myself know if you're still struggling with this, and let's have really healthy conversations about how we can be the #1 team in this market.
Awesome, guys. I think we're up at time, guys. But yeah, thank you, Ben and Max, for jumping on and kind of pulling back the curtain, so to say, and letting us into the process. I think it does provide a lot of clarity, right? So that we know exactly what to do to make this more successful. So let's give it up, guys. Round of applause for them.
Thank you. Is Dev's on your team, right? Dev Trevetti?
Yeah, Dev's on our team, but
Yeah.
Dev's actually he's actually moving down south, so he's in the process of relocating. So
That's right.
He's in a
Well, that
transition
kid
right now.
calls me all the time, so I love that. So shout
Yeah,
out
he's
to
definitely
Dev. I appreciate him so much.
I think we're working together with a client, Ben. I'm helping him out with it.
That's a big one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one. Yeah,
It's coming.
I love it.
Well, thank you guys again for having us today. I hope this was helpful, and I'm sure we'll see you all again soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Ben. Our team
Cool.
stay on
Bye,
real
guys.
quick so we could close out.
Awesome.
Bye, guys. We'll pop off.
All right, guys. There you have it. Was that helpful, guys? For you guys to understand, kind of the way the process works with Zillow. I think what we got to remember, guys, is that Zillow, they're really pushing this, right? As part of being in the Flex program, we have to play the game. We have to push pre-approvals over that way. But just like they said, like, they're not going to win them all, right? We have our in-house lender that we're still doing a lot of business with, right? And we're going to continue to do that. But the great thing is that we can position ourselves to have multiple options for the client. Like, hey, we have an awesome team. We have a couple different lenders that we work with that have different programs, different resources. And these are people that we know, they're vetted, they're trusted, right? And so you want to put those options in front of the client, right? And guys, there's even Steve, right? Steve being one of our top loan officers on that department, he knows, like, there's an abundance of opportunity out there, guys, right? It's like Zillow's not winning every single client. You heard them, right? There's loans that we do that Zillow doesn't touch. Sorry, what? I'm not.
No, like the percentage of that closing deal.
Oh, the percentage of deals that they're closing. I'm not sure what that percentage is, but it's not that high, guys. Think about it this way. When a client comes to us, the client has their own bank that they bank with, right? They're probably shopping around there. They're going with whoever we recommend, right? Which is, 9 times out of 10, it's Alliance, or they come with their own pre-approval from someone that they know. This is the name of the game, right? There's competition everywhere. And so, we just got to lead with value. We got to see what we can do for the client, see how we can help them. And it's going to spread, the business is going to spread around, right?
One of the biggest competition we have is going to be the banks.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth. The banks are going to have more ways of closing deals because of either relationship or other incentives that they might offer. But outside of that, any other lender, we've pretty much have been able to beat almost anybody.
Yeah.
The biggest thing though, guys, keep this in mind, is the relationship that we've built. A lot of times, a lot of lenders don't want to go that extra mile to do the 2-1 buy downs or to figure out how to help you guys negotiate that 2-1 buy down. They're just going to say, oh, they're pre-approved. Yeah, you can get a 2-1 buy down, but you got to do it. Now with us, we're going to help you. We're going to show you, we're going to give you advice of how to structure the deal, what kind of offer to make to the listing agent. That's going to be a win-win for everyone. So that way the client wins and the listing agent wins.
Yeah.
Because other than that, your offer could just be rejected just like any other offer, right? So that's kind of the biggest things that we do differently than a lot of other lenders do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Zillow's competing with the big banks too, right? Like some of the big banks, like if you've been banking there forever, if you got a bunch of money in that bank, they're giving you lower rates than even Zillow or anybody else could do, right?
I'll be honest. When a client tells me that, I tell them, you know what, stay there.
Yeah.
I go, but if you have any questions or whatnot, we're here to help. We'll answer your questions.
Yeah.
We're not going to just turn you off.
Yeah.
So that's the difference that we try to be.
Exactly. What do you got?
We have already in-house lending officers here. Why do we have to push it to Zillow now?
Great question. So the question was,
We have in-house loan officers. Why do we have to push loans to Zillow? Because Zillow, as part of their Zillow Flex program, it's a requirement. You have to send so many referrals.
Only Zillow.
Only Zillow.
Let's
Only Zillow, yeah.
It's only if you have a Zillow lead.
Yeah.
Not a previous Zillow lead. A Zillow lead that came to you, they want you to get them pre-approved with them.
Yeah.
Other than that,
yeah,
your SOI, if it's from an open house or if it's an old Zillow lead that's not even in the system anymore, it's
yeah. Because what Zillow says is like, hey guys, you're in the Flex program. We're giving you guys a bunch of clients, and now we do loans. So we need you guys to send those clients to us for the loan, right? That's the game. It's the trade-off, right? It's a smart move by Zillow, and it's only fair. They're giving us a lot of business, right? They've given us 300 million in business in the last 3 years, right? So we're gonna have to push some loans that way. Questions? Who has questions?
Is there a percentage that we're shooting for on, the expectation from Zillow on how many of the loans we should be sending to them versus our relationships that we have?
I forgot what the number was. You guys remember? Was it 10% or 15%? 10% need to get pre-approved by them.
Okay.
They're only tracking us on how many get pre-approved right now.
Are we meeting that?
It just started. It just started October 1st. So
Okay.
they've been talking about this, right? That this is going to go into effect. They just started keeping score October 1st
Okay, thank you.
for all the Zillow teams. So every Zillow team is going through this right now. Just FYI.
I have 4 clients that they speak Spanish.
Yeah, we already answered that question, right? So
No, I know, but I haven't.
hold on, let's go. We had a couple other hands that raised
So
questions.
I know they're tracking throughout the whole team how many leads we send to the Zillow home leads, the home loan department.
Yeah.
Is it also being tracked like on the individual level, like how many each individual person is sending? Is it just based off the whole?
Everything's tracked, right? Because every individual is tracked, and then together that makes up the team performance, right? What they care about is the overall team performance, but everyone's numbers equals the team performance, right? Patrick, you had some question? Oh, anybody else? Someone else raise their hand over here?
Steve, I noticed that they were trying to pitch, they're at like a little north of 4.5 on where they could get interest, but I noticed that we posted that we get about 3.9 on the lowest amount. Is that true?
Well, so what he was pitching, let me be clear what he was pitching. He was pitching that you can, on his rate sheet, they'll go down as low as 4.9 or what
Yeah.
is it, four something. What that means is that whatever the cost is to get to that rate, that's what you're gonna have to charge.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the biggest difference.
The client would pay points up
That
front.
could be like 6 points, 5 points to get that low. It's
Yeah.
not like a point or half or
Yeah.
anything like that. So don't get it mistaken that they're gonna get you a 4 point some rate.
Yeah,
like
most
that.
clients aren't gonna go for that because
Yeah.
it's gonna be too costly, right?
What we do is 2-1 buy downs or 1 year buy downs or whatever type of buy down. Now, that's why we're able to get rates in the 3s with the buy downs, depending on where your original rate is at, and the cost is a lot less.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's part of the negotiation, and that's what we show you as part of when we pitch our deal.
It makes sense to me that we should be sending our clients to you in that type of way. And then, meeting the obligation of the.
Well, we're doing both, guys, right?
Look at
We're gonna do.
And more than anything, send it to Zillow, because when they come back to me, trust me, they're gonna get so much more information. I'm sorry, that's the reality. Because if you ask a client what they got, they're gonna tell you, oh, we got a rate and payment. Okay, great. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna give them advice, strategies.
Yeah, you got to remember, guys, it's not all about rate, right? Right, because if you're only looking at rate, and not taking into account the service, the strategy, like what good is a low rate if you can't get your offer accepted, right? Because you have the wrong strategy. So what we do is we're doing strategy here. We're doing consulting. So it's not just about rate, right? There are some clients who are more rate sensitive, right? And they only care about the rate. They don't care. They don't have to like you. They just care about you getting a lower rate. There's certain clients for that, right? And that's okay.
Those clients will probably go to a depository bank.
They'll probably won't go to Zillow either. They'll probably go to Chase where they bank at, right? Richa, you had a question. Sorry, I know we're coming over time.
Just quickly, one question. So like they charge 40% for the lead, flex lead. Are they reducing any percentage, say will charge 30 if we are send that? No.
Good try, but no. Two separate businesses, right? The referrals for the real estate deals is a separate business. Then Zillow Home Loans is two separate businesses. But because they control all the leads that are coming in, the traffic, they're saying, hey, these are the strings that are attached, right? If you want us to keep giving you leads, you got to send us 10% of the loans, right? That's basically what they're saying, which is not a bad ask, right? We'll see where it goes. But this also, guys, I'm going to close with this, right? No more questions. This also reiterates why it's important we go out there and get our own business as well, right? We got to look at Zillow is a tool on the wheel, right? On the pie of where our business comes from. It's a small percentage, right? It's one pillar. You should also be working open houses every weekend because those, you don't send them wherever you want, right? You're going to go with whoever's going to give the client the best service. Posting on social media, networking with your friends and family, all that stuff, marketing yourself, hitting the phones, all those different things. That's why it's important that you go out and generate your own business, right? Because if you're only taking flex, then you're at the mercy of what their rules are, right? If tomorrow they say it's a 50% referral fee, and that's the only thing you've been doing, and you have to send all of the clients to us for loans, there's going to be some people out there that say, okay, I'll do that because I have no other business, right? So don't get caught in that position where you're not diversifying, right? And that's why we keep it simple. 3 major pillars: online leads, open houses, marketing the crap out of yourself, social media, calling people, texting people, inviting them to the events that we have. That's part of that pillar, right? Doing those things. So I'm going to close with that, guys. I know we went over time. Thanks for you guys' patience. Hopefully you guys got some nuggets, right? But I do just want to just congratulate everybody, guys. We got a lot of momentum right now. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's remember what our goals are, our numbers from our quarterly meeting, and let's keep killing it, guys. Let's give it up. Later, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.